Hello everyone, welcome to another video, another planty video. It is me, Desiree, and it is time for my monthly roundup of plants that died and what I bought, and two I'm just gonna throw away because I'm just sick of looking at them. So two plants that died this month. One was so sad. It was my green string of pearls. Breaks my heart to even mention it. It died from mealybugs. If you remember, I shared a video on like cool things and not so cool things my plants are doing, and the not so cool thing I mentioned was the mealybug infestation. I didn't know what it was, but turns out the mealybugs had taken over. I took all of the plants off of the windowsill. Luckily, not every single one of them had mealybugs, but I separated all of them now. All the ones that had the mealybugs I took outside. I sprayed the crap out of them with all kinds of stuff. I took all of the soil off of all of them. I repotted all of them. I disinfected all the pots. Now all of them are living in the windowsill in another room, like separated from each other. I check on them every day. They look fine. None of them look like they're going to perish, but all of them are so dry. One of you guys left a comment mentioning if I were to clean them with alcohol to be careful, because alcohol is drying for our skin. It is also drying for plants, and those plants, you can tell I doused them in alcohol, but they're still alive. They're still hanging in there. But one of the ones that didn't make it was the string of pearls, the green one, the big one, the one I've had the longest, the one that gave me the confidence to buy more string of plants. I was so sad about it. So, you know, over the pot, all the plant kind of hangs over to one side, and when I just picked up the plant like this to look underneath, I'm not even joking, I just moved it and all of it just came right off. Like it wasn't even connected to the pot anymore. It seems like they just munched or mushed, I don't know what they do. They destroyed all of the plant. They were all in the soil. I was gonna try to save it and propagate it and try to experiment with it like that, but I thought, they're already infested, just throw it away. You can get another one, you know. So I was so sad about that one, but yes, my string of pearls did die, and I need some chapstick. But so far, none of the other plants look like they're gonna perish because of the mealybugs, but holy crap, I had never even seen mealybugs like that before. It was crazy. But one little plant that did die, look at this little guy. This was a cactus. I thought I was doing well with this cactus, but it has shriveled up to a crisp. So this was one pad, I guess, like piece of a cactus that I found at Home Depot. It was already unattached from the cactus plant. It was just laying there. So I got it and I put it inside of the plant that I was gonna buy. So I did buy something, but I took a little piece of something else with me. And I thought I was doing well with it. It was doing good. And then the other day, or actually a few days ago now, it was just like hanging over the pot, and my boyfriend was like, what is wrong with that plant? So I kept like propping it up against stuff, and I thought it was doing well, but now obviously it is not. It has shriveled up to a crisp. I don't know what happened here, but c'est la vie. There are a couple that I'm gonna throw away, including this one, this Peperomia obtusifolia. You may remember I featured this in another video on plants I'm throwing away or something like that. And I was gonna throw this away. I just hated it. I didn't want it anymore. Get it out of here. But two of the stems from that plant still had some life in them, and I felt so guilty for some reason. I was like, I can't do it. My boyfriend guilted me into keeping it, so I did. And I ended up liking it, I guess. I don't know. Like this one still has some life in it, but I don't want it. Don't talk me into it. I don't want it. This stem here did die, so I'm throwing this thing away already. It's time. Get out of here. And then this one, which is kind of unfortunate, was all of my cuttings from my Senecio blue chalk sticks that I love so much. They did not do well. A lot of them just kind of shriveled up and got really crispy. This piece just has like a little wimpy piece of life in it. But this plant just, I don't know, like the propagations, they were doing well at first. Like they were perky and they were growing even. Like this one had a lot of new growth on it. But a lot of them just shriveled up and dried, and I don't really know why. I feel like I was watering it on a regular basis and keeping it going, but I don't know. It just didn't want to live, I guess. And the other propagation I had of this plant as well also died. So I don't know, maybe I'm just doing something wrong, but yeah, I don't know. Just didn't work out for me. Okay, so now that those plants are leaving the premises, I have room for more. So I did buy 3 plants this month. Well, I bought 2. One of them was free. It was this orchid. So we were giving these away at work because they were shriveled up. And when it comes to orchids, especially these kinds, nobody buys them if they don't have the blooms on them. Like, people think, and this is also what I used to think, this is the orchid. The orchid is this part right here. These are not flowers. This is an orchid. This is just something that you throw away when the orchid dies. I used to think that. So a lot of people still feel that way. They only buy orchids for the blooms, which I understand. They're really, really pretty. But these ones had shriveled up and nobody was buying them. They were just trash at this point. So they were being given away for free. These here were so shriveled like a little raisin. And oddly enough, the blooms were very, very wilted. I'm shocked that they bounced back. I brought it home, watered the crap out of it. I flooded this thing and just let it sit there for the whole day. And the leaves perked back up. The blooms perked up. I couldn't believe it. It was weird. I thought the blooms were just gonna fall off. But I thought, for free, why not bring the orchid home and see if I can give it a second chance at life, you know? And then the 2 plants I bought, I should not have bought this. I should not have bought this plant, but I did. It was an impulse purchase, which, I mean, let's be honest, most of my plant purchases have been impulse. But this is a Philodendron squamiferum. It is from, I want to say, oh no, from Mason Farms. I was so happy to see Mason Farms out and about because they used to be at Home Depot. They're no longer at Home Depot. All we have is Costa Farms ugly plants. Oh my God, let me put a picture on the screen here of a couple of the plants that Costa Farms had at Home Depot. They were flooded with water, filled to the top with water. I feel like when Mason Farms was at our local Home Depots, they had somebody from them going to check on the plants because they always looked so good in tip-top shape, always watered. They were looking great all the time. And now that Costa is there, I don't think Costa Farms has somebody going to look at the plants because they always look like crap. I'm just gonna be honest. They look really, really bad all the time. So now it sucks because I used to get that stuff at Lowe's, the crappy Costa Farms plants that no one takes care of. Now I have to get them at Home Depot, and Home Depot was always like, they got different stuff there. But anyway, rant over. Mason Farms is still putting out plants, but they're doing them at Walmart now and at Smith's. So I was so excited to see that. And I like them because they're a local plant provider. They're local to us in New Mexico. Anyway, this is a squamiferum. I didn't need it, but I walked into the Walmart and they had a display there. I saw it and I was like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. I already have one right here that's mature and huge and thriving and way too big already, like it's creeping over there. So I didn't need this one, but look at it. I had to get it. It's just so full and beautiful. It was a lot fuller. I'm sure you could see some broken stumps in here. I had this on the seat in my car, and when I hit the brakes, the plant flew off and fell upside down on the floor, and all kinds of leaves broke. I was so sad because it was a bunch of the new growth too. And now I'm kind of seeing more like leaves here that are dead, that are just kind of broken off. Let me pull those off now, actually. Let's get that one. Oh, that's a broken one. And I know I always rag on Costa Farms, but they're not going anywhere. It doesn't matter what I have to say about them. They are a huge plant provider, and whether or not the plants look good, they're never going to stop selling plants, you know? And I do own a lot of Costa Farms plants. No hate to them, but I wish they had somebody taking care of the plants at the store because they always look like crapola. Anyway, I bought this, and I probably shouldn't have because I didn't need it, but it's beautiful, isn't it? It's cute. He's a cute little guy. Okay, and then the other thing I bought was this. Let me grab it. I bought this Davana Lace Fern, and this one is from one of my other favorites, Live Trends. I had to look at the name, although I know these are my favorites. I always forget what they're called. These plants are always $12.99 in these big hanging baskets. I always find them at Kroger or at Smith's, at least where I live it's called Smith's. And this plant, a little ASMR for you. I did not need this because I already own one, Oh my God, I don't even want to show it to you. I brought it in here. Let me show it to you. Okay, I already own a Devana lace fern, kind of. I mean, it has seen better days. It's seen better days. It's still just sitting in this pot inside of the decorative pot. And I didn't need this big boy because this one here brings me enough joy. Like, it grew this leaf all on its own. All I do is keep this very, very moist and it'll constantly, that wasn't even connected. Hold on. I did let this get really dry the last time and a ton of the growth died. Like all these new little pieces died. You can't let this plant get dry. It will shrivel up so quickly. But I don't know why I can't get rid of it. It has like a good rhizome in here and all these things keep popping out from it. Like this one here might turn into a big leaf one day. This little one here, like I said, it grew this whole leaf. So I already have a Devana lace fern. But when I saw this big boy for $12.99, I had to get it. It's just so cool. I did let this one dry out. Like, I'm already doing it. I'm already underwatering this. And I told myself, I'm not going to underwater this one. This one's going to be different, okay? And it's not. It hasn't been any different. I've been underwatering it. But I love it. I mean, look, it's beautiful. And I feel like I'll continue to buy ferns all the time and treat them like an annual and just let it live its life, and then it dies and then I buy another one because they're relatively inexpensive for how much joy they bring. They're so pretty. I want to buy some more ferns. They sell a lot of really good ones during the summer at a local nursery here that are like big ones I've bought multiple times and have died, and I will still buy another one. It's just so pretty. Anyway, before I lose my mind, I will let you go. Let me know some plants of yours that died, plants you're throwing away, plants you bought. I would love to know what's going on with your planty life. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe so you don't miss my next one, and I will see you later in another video. Goodbye. I just saw something. Oh my goodness. Out of the corner of my little eye, look what I found. A new growth on my Thai constellation. Goodness gracious. Okay, goodbye for realsies now.